Hi everyone, welcome back. Today is a very fun video. Today is my Sephora sale recommendations. I have been making this list for a few days to make sure I got everything that I wanted to share with you. You may recognize a lot of these things, but I do have a few newer things thrown in this time, so I can't wait to share it with you. This is going to be a long video, so grab a snack. I will have B-roll over me talking about most of the products. I have on a lot of them today, so I hope you enjoy the video. And if you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll subscribe, and let's get started. Let's get into it. We're going to start with a few skincare type products that I love. A few of these I don't have in here with me. They're downstairs in my bathroom, but I'll just pop a picture of them up on the screen. Okay, the first one is an old favorite. I used it today. I use it all the time. I talk about it all the time, and it's my favorite eye cream for under makeup, the Olehenriksen Banana Bright. Mine is getting down to the bottom. I've been through several of these. This is my eye cream of choice for under makeup. I do have others that I love. I also like the Bobbi Brown eye base as well, but this is the one I've been using the longest. I love it, especially if you struggle with dryness under your eyes. This one has a little bit of a pearlescent finish to it, so it just helps brighten your under eyes, and they just look better when you have something like this underneath your concealer. So this is for sure a recommendation. Another skincare product that is in my bathroom downstairs that I love, you see this all the time, but it's the Paula's Choice BHA exfoliator. You guys, there's a reason that product is talked about all the time, and not to say that every product that you hear about all the time is worth the hype, but that one truly is. It's not an everyday product for me. I probably use that like once or twice a week. I don't use any other active ingredients on my skin when I use that, and then I pair it with just super moisturizing products with it, just so my skin doesn't get overwhelmed. But that product actually has never irritated my skin. I don't know why, but it never has. I don't really have acne prone skin, but I, for years, have always noticed random times of the month, usually it's around that time of the month, if you know what I mean, but I will get these little under the skin bumps, and they're not really acne. They're just like tiny little bumps. They're not red or anything, but you can kind of see the texture if you look up close. I have noticed if I use that consistently once or twice a week, I do not get those little bumps, and I have never been able to come up with another product that does that for me. When I quit using that, I notice I start getting the little bumps again. Could be just me, but I don't think it is. That is just a great product I think everyone could benefit from. Okay, moving into primers before makeup. I have been testing out lots of primers, as you probably know. The first thing I have to recommend is not technically a primer, but I kind of use it as a primer, and it's the Merit Instant Glow Serum. You guys, I've talked about this in a few videos. I've never tried anything exactly like this. So it looks like this. It's separated, so you have to shake it really well before you apply it. I typically use 2 pumps. They say use 2 to 3 pumps on the back, but it looks like an oil, but it's not. It is a serum, but a watery serum, but it kind of gives you that look that you get from using a beauty oil without being greasy. I don't know how to explain it other than it is amazing for underneath makeup. I have also been using it under my eyes. So today I used it all over my face, then I went under my eyes with it, and then I went over it after a few minutes with a little bit of this eye cream. I don't do that every day, obviously, but if I have the time and I'm like actually doing a full face of makeup, I will do it. I'm telling you, this is fantastic. If you have dry skin, you will love this. If you have more mature skin, I also think you will love this. If you have super oily skin, I would probably skip this. You probably don't need the glow or the moisture that it gives, but I'm telling you, I love this stuff. Every time I use it, I am blown away by how good my makeup goes on over the top of it. I love it. The only thing about it, and a few of you have told me this and I've noticed this as well, the pump on it, I don't know if I got a bad one or if there's like a bad group out there, but sometimes this pump doesn't work that well and it kind of sprays out at you. So that's the only downside to it. But other than that, I'm telling you, this is amazing. Highly recommend. I have two actual primers to recommend. The first one is the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. This is, I've had this for probably, I don't know, it's probably been about a year now. This is one of the first primers that I used that I really liked instantly. I've always had kind of a hard time with primer. I've never had a ton of them that I really enjoyed using. This was one of the first, and this is good if you want to just smooth over your skin. If you want to just have a really even, smooth canvas to apply your makeup on, which I feel like we all do, this is great for that. It is more of a mattifying primer, so it's not going to give you that glow. But today I did pair it with the Merit Instant Glow Serum, and it's fine. I didn't have any issues with pilling or anything like that. Typically when I use the Rare Beauty Primer, I kind of focus it right here in this area. If you have super oily skin, I don't know that that one will be enough for you in terms of smoothing out the pores and really mattifying your face. It is matte, but it's not the most mattifying primer I've ever used. Not like a putty type primer. It just kind of smooths over your skin lightly, but I personally love it. The other one, this one may surprise you because I don't talk about this primer very much, and the reason I'm putting it in this video is because yesterday I did my makeup for the video you saw before this one, the wish list video. I used this primer with the foundation I have on today, and I was like, holy moly, my makeup, when I took it off last night, it looked exactly like it did when I applied it 8 hours before. And this is the primer that I used, you guys, the Milk Hydro Grip. I will be the first to say I like the e.l.f. Power Grip. I think it's great. I love the original and the niacinamide one, but it had been a long time since I'd used this one. They are obviously very similar. The e.l.f. one was made as a dupe, clearly, but this one is a little bit different. It has a similar effect, but the texture on the Milk one is not quite as thick as the e.l.f. It's a little bit runnier, but you still get that tacky base. And I don't know what I've been doing. I should have been using this all along because my makeup looked so good yesterday. So good, and it wore well. I used this again today. I would recommend this. If you don't want to get the full size, they do make a little mini of this, I'm pretty sure. But today I went all out with my makeup and I used both of these. I used the Great Skin from Merit first. Then I went in with this. Then I went in with the Rare Beauty Primer right here. My two primer choices would be these two. Okay, moving on to foundation and skin tint. I'm putting them all in the same category. We'll start with the one that I'm wearing today, this one. So the video I did a few weeks ago where I said if I lost all my makeup, what would I buy again? A lot of you said that you were surprised that I didn't put this in there, and I really wanted to. I was just trying to narrow it down in that video, but you guys, this is the foundation I was talking about that I wore yesterday with that Hydro Grip primer. Something about this just works for my skin. I don't know what it is, but I absolutely love this foundation. I am a huge proponent of cream foundation. In fact, Mob Beauty, one of the clean beauty brands, just launched a cream foundation today, and I'm very curious to try it. But anyway, this is hit or miss with people. There are people out there that say they absolutely hated this. I have found you do need to use primer with it, in my opinion. I don't know why. I think it's just the nature of a cream product all over your face. It does need something to kind of stick to. And I think that's where this comes in with it. This is so beautiful. It looks like skin. I don't understand people that say they don't like it. I really don't. I feel like If you don't like it, you're either overusing it because it is a cream. If you go heavy with it, it is not going to look good. It's just not. It doesn't matter what cream foundation you're talking about. If you use too much, it's not going to look good. This is the foundation that makes me feel good. I love it. It's what I have on today, and it is stunning. If you've been around for a while, you know my other ride or die is Nars Light Reflecting, and nothing has topped this yet. I still love this and reach for it all the time. I wear the shade Deauville and this one, and then I don't think I said, but I wear shade Light 3 in the Patrick Ta foundation. The name fits it. It is truly light reflecting. It is definitely, I would say it has a glow, but it's not a dewy, oily looking foundation. And also this paired with more of a mattifying primer, like the Rare Beauty primer. It's beautiful. It is so stunning. You can build it up if you want. You can wear it pretty sheer if you want. It's thin and lightweight. It does not feel the least bit heavy on your skin. I love it. Can't say enough good things about it. I have 2 skin tints that I love. One of them you've heard me talk about over and over, so I won't spend a lot of time on it, but the Fenty Eaze Drop. So good. I constantly reach for this. Now this is another everyday product for me. I love the shade number 3 for my skin tone. It's a spot on match. I love that I can just squeeze this one on. This one is more of a, I would say it's a soft matte finish. It's not flat matte, but it definitely has more of a blurring quality to it. You're not going to get a lot of glow with this one, but honestly, I typically pair it with glowier products anyway, so that doesn't bother me. But this is fantastic, especially if you have a little bit of an oilier skin type and you want a skin tint, but you don't want those glowy, glassy skin looking skin tints. I feel like you find that quite often, and you don't find a blurring skin tint that often. So I love this one. But a newer one that is kind of a rediscovery for me, if you saw my Rare Beauty video, you saw me use these. So these are the Positive Light Tinted Moisturizers. I have 2 of them. Neither of them is the perfect shade for me. I like to mix them. So I have 26W and 14W. 26 is a little dark, 14 is a little bit light, so I usually just mix them. But this, different from the Fenty, this is more of a radiant skin tint. This one also has sunscreen in it. It has SPF 20. This, I will say though, gives you pretty good coverage for a tinted moisturizer. I would say the same thing about the Fenty one. I do like skin tints, tinted moisturizers that do have a bit of coverage to them. And I would say that about both of these. One is more glowy, one is more matte. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. But I love them both and I recommend both. It would not be a Blair video without talking about color correctors for under your concealer. I love color correctors, as you probably know. I try so many of them, but my holy grails always have and always will be Bobbi Brown. I cannot recommend these enough. These are just top notch. It's gonna be hard to beat Bobbi Brown in a corrector. So I have both versions. I have the skin corrector and I have one on each eye. So I'll play the B-roll here so you can see. I wear the shade Bisque in both of them. So on my right eye, I have the stick version, the skin corrector stick. This is basically just a lighter weight version of this one. So this is not quite as thick. It's much thinner, a bit more hydrating under the eye. So if you have darkness but not severe dark circles under your eyes, you will probably love this one. It is such a good product, you guys. I've been talking about it since it was released. Honestly, I typically kind of just draw it on right here, my inner corner, and then I focus it right here where I have majority of the darkness. You can either use your finger to blend it, or today I used this brush, which I also want to recommend, the Rare Beauty concealer brush. So this is a little angled brush. It looks like this, but this is the perfect size to get under your eye. I love using this to blend in corrector. If you have very, very dark circles under your eyes, the original Bobbi Brown corrector you cannot beat it. There are so many shades depending on your under eyes and your discoloration. They have a shade for you. You can apply this many ways. Sometimes I apply it with a thin little eyeshadow brush, like a painter's brush, and kind of apply it and then blend it. Sometimes, like today, I'll take my finger and kind of blend it on like that and then tap over it with a brush. This is just such a classic. I think everyone with dark circles under their eyes needs this product. Moving on to one of my other favorite things, which is concealer. I have a few of them. Most of them will not be a surprise. So first of all, Nars. You're gonna see that in pretty much every Sephora recommendations video because Nars just does complexion products well. They do concealer well, foundation well. They just know what they're doing. I love the Nars Soft Matte Concealer. If you have any type of pimple, blemish, or something that you need to cover that has pigment, so it has redness, brown spots, whatever it is, this is the best spot concealer on the market. If you have blemishes or anything else that you need to cover, you need this. It is matte, so it's not going to amplify any texture or anything like that. I'm telling you, it is fantastic. But my favorite way to use this is what I've talked about many times. I love to use a glowy primer. So the e.l.f. Halo Glow or Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter as a base, and then I take this and just spot conceal with it and don't even apply a skin tint or a foundation or anything. That is a fantastic way to use this as well. I just think everyone needs one of these. Also, the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I did not bring mine over here, but it's so good, you guys, so good. It is kind of more of a whipped texture. The way to get coverage from that product is to apply it and let it sit. I mean, for a few minutes before you blend it in, and it's fantastic. I will say it's a medium coverage though. I don't think you're gonna get a full coverage out of it. For full coverage, this one may surprise you because this I have not talked about in quite a while. This is what I have on my under eyes today. Pulled this out again and it's making its way back into my favorite things. The Hourglass Vanish, what is it? Vanish Airbrush Concealer, I think is what it's called. If you want full coverage, this is it. You need the smallest bit of this concealer and it spreads. It's much more of a liquidy texture. It's not that whipped formula like the Nars. So this one spreads. The Nars kind of stays where you put it. Don't overuse this though, because this thing is pigmented and a little bit goes a long way, but oh my gosh. I do remember, if you've been here for a while, this concealer in the shade Cedar was my all-time favorite. I used to use that all over my face, under my eyes, on my face as a complexion product. I loved it. And then I kind of got away from it. I started using other things, but I pulled it out again. Today I actually have a different color. Today I have the shade Silk under my eyes, which is a little bit lighter than Cedar and it's a little more pinky. Cedar is more peachy. I like both, but if you want full coverage, I'm telling you, Hourglass Concealer is fantastic. And then the other one that I had to put in here, this is kind of a newer discovery for me. I've had it for a while, but I haven't been using it until like the last few months. And it's this little guy from Shiseido, Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Concealer. This one is truly self-setting though. When I use this, I don't use powder. I don't know what it is, but something about this formula, it really does kind of set itself down. You really don't need to set this with anything. And it's very easy throughout the day if you look at yourself and you're like, oh, I see a little bit of creasing, or your concealer just looks a little bit off. It's very easy with this one to just take your finger and literally just tap it and it looks fine again. I don't know what it is, something about the formula on it. Very good. It's definitely a medium coverage in my opinion. I would not call this full coverage. I would say it's more comparable to NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I just realized one other one that I have to mention is the Charlotte Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. That one I've also fallen in love with in the last few months. I will say it is kind of similar to the Shiseido in that I don't like to use powder with that concealer either. I find that for some reason it looks the best on its own. When you put powder over it, something happens with the formula and it just doesn't look as good. That one and this one, very good on their own. I obviously don't need both. You don't need multiple concealers, obviously. I'm just mentioning all the ones that I recommend, but it's very similar to this one. For powder, I have two of them. These should not come as a surprise. The first one is the Haus Labs Loose Setting Powder. I've talked this one into the ground at this point, but if you really want to mattify and smooth your skin, I'm telling you, this is fantastic. It does not have talc, which I know is super important to a lot of people. This is fantastic. It has the netting on the inside, so you just take your brush. This is also a recommendation, the Sephora 55 brush. So good for powder, but you literally just tap it in there. You got your powder, you're good to go. It doesn't make a mess because of the netting. Every time I use this, I just love how it just smooths my skin out. Today, I applied it on this side of my face, so I have a demo that I'll play here. And then I applied the other powder on this side of my face. But if you want to set and smooth your skin, this is 100% my recommendation. The other one, I've loved this one for a long time. I know a lot of people love it, the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. I applied that one on the right side of my face. The main difference between the two is they are both blurring. This one is more mattifying. This one does mattify slightly, but I would say it leaves a little bit more radiance to your skin. So if you are someone that does not want a super set matte powder, I wouldn't go with the Haus Labs. I would go with something like this because this does smooth over your skin as well. It just, because it's a baked formula, it does not totally take the glow from your face. So that's the main difference, but they both do a great job of smoothing your skin and really setting your makeup in place. It just depends on the finish that you're wanting. Moving on to bronzers. This was really tough. I feel like I have quite a few bronzers that I really love, especially cream bronzers, but I really narrowed it down here. So the first one is what I have on today. This should not come as a shock. The Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick in Biscuit. I have said it before, I'll say it again. I'm telling you, this is my perfect bronzer contour. To me, I can use this as a contour and a bronzer. I guess it's just the tone of it for my skin tone. It contours without being gray, but it still adds a little bit of warmth. I don't know how it works, but this is so good. Every time I use this, I'm sitting here blending it in and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, that is $25, but I don't care. I'm so happy that I bought it. I would happily buy it again in the full size. It blends so easily. I'm telling you, if you're around my skin tone and you're looking for contour and a bronzer all in one, look no further. This is it. Another product I love. Now this one I talk about all the time. This is more of an everyday kind of product. It's more sheer and not, it's just not as intense and pigmented. The Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer in the shade Light Medium. This is just a very thin, creamy, balmy bronzer. It adds just the right amount of warmth to your face. It's easy to use. You cannot mess it up. I've said that over and over, but truly with this, it is so blendable. You can't mess it up. Anybody, regardless of your experience with makeup, can use this. If you want a cream bronzer and you're new to it, you want something not super intense and scary, this is fantastic. Highly recommend. Okay, now the third one, this is actually a newer product to me and I kind of hesitated to put it in this video, but since I got this, I realized this is so good. It deserves to be in this video and I think it's my new favorite powder bronzer. And again, from Makeup by Mario, these Soft Sculpt powder bronzers. I feel like these don't get a ton of hype. I feel like his cream bronzers, the sticks and the skin enhancer get a ton of hype, but I feel like his powder bronzers don't. This is a beautiful bronzer formula. It is smooth and silky, easy to blend. I, again, have shade Light Medium. I am telling you, this is such a beautiful formula if you want a matte bronzer. So this is not shimmery, it has no glow to it or anything. It's just a smooth, silky matte bronzer. I also love this as eyeshadow. So I love to use this on my face and then also just run it through my crease for every day. Again, more of an everyday type application for it. You can also set a cream bronzer with this. So you can apply this first and then go over it with this and it will really lock it in. And it'll also give this a little bit more pigment because this is pretty sheer. His bronzers though, the powders, I'm telling you, these fantastic. Highly recommend from Makeup by Mark. Moving on to blush. Another one of my favorite categories. We'll start with the one that I'm wearing today. You already know this one. Good old Patrick Ta, She's That Girl. You guys, this was another product I did not put in the video if I lost all my makeup. And then after I filmed the video, as I was editing it, I realized, Blair, you forgot Patrick Ta. Okay, this is, I've said it once, I'll say it again, my favorite blush. If I had to pick one and I could only have one, it would be this. And She's That Girl. I have so many blushes and I love them all, but this one is everything. It is a warm pink. It's not the cool toned, blue toned pink that I also like that's very popular right now. This one is more of a corally, warmer pink, but just warm enough. I'm telling you, this is my perfect color. I love it. Today I have the powder on. I did the powder first and then I used my sponge and kind of tapped over my cheeks with the cream. These from him, you cannot go wrong with any of them. This is my favorite color, but honestly, I think you'll love any of the colors. They're all beautiful. I also love She's Blushing. That one is a little bit more of a rosy beige color, but my all-time favorite, if I had to pick, is this one. She's That Girl. Always. Next, another one. This one won't be a surprise either. This is another top favorite. The Westman Atelier blushes in really any of the colors, but my absolute favorite is Petal. So Petal, I love on my cheeks, but I also love it on my lips. If you're gonna spend, I feel like this is a good product. If you're gonna buy something from the sale, make it be something that is more expensive, that does not go on sale often. I feel like that is the case with these. Everything from the formula to the packaging, I mean, it's just luxe. It's nice. The top is magnetic. This color though, if you like a rosy pink, you will love the shade Petal. I also love, obviously, let me grab a few of them because I always have them around. Of course, you're gonna see these in pretty much every Sephora recommendations video, the Rare Beauty blushes. You can't go wrong. My advice would be, if you want a Rare Beauty blush or really a Rare Beauty product at all, I would recommend buying it the moment that you are able to, because as we all know, Rare Beauty stuff does not last long. And I know their products are gonna sell out very quick during the sale because they always do. But these are the two newest shades. So I have Worth and Virtue. Worth is my favorite of the two. It is more of a rosy color, which is my preference, but I also like Virtue. It's just more of a peachy, kind of a corally, bronzy kind of color on me, but for summertime, I think that color is beautiful too. But you can't go wrong. I love Happy, I love Hope, I love Bliss, and I would also recommend, if you like a glowier blush, the Rare Beauty liquid highlighters. I actually forgot to put that down on my list, but I love to mix those with the blushes. Like if you saw yesterday's video, the wish list video, I mixed Worth with the liquid highlighter in Enchant. So good. Any of the colors of those also. You just can't go wrong, but Rare Beauty is fantastic. In fact, I realized after I put my makeup on today, I have a lot of Rare Beauty products in this video. Next one, this is one I definitely had to warm up to this product, but now I love it and it is expensive. So if you can get it on sale, now would be the time. The Gucci Luminous Matte Blushes. I have the shade number 3, Radiant Pinks. I feel like this color kind of reminds me of Patrick Ta, She's That Girl, which would make sense as to why I like them so much. So this is Radiant Pink. This is Patrick Ta. She's that girl. So what I will say about the Gucci formula that's very unique, and it kind of says it in the name, but it's a matte blush, but it has a little bit of a radiance to it also on your skin. It's very unique. Yeah, so they are pretty similar. So we have Patrick Ta here and the Gucci number 3 here. So similar. I think Patrick Ta is slightly more pink, but they're definitely similar. But the Gucci, it's a beautiful, stunning formula. Very, I would say buildable. It's not super pigmented right away. You can definitely build it up if you want to. It's beautiful. It's luxe. It has gorgeous packaging. If you're gonna buy yourself a bougier blush, I love this one. Moving on to brows. I only have 2 brow products. Now, I do like a lot of drugstore brow products, but there are 2 higher end products that I've really been enjoying lately. And the first one is this, again from Rare Beauty, but it's the Shape and Fill Brow Duo. I wear the shade light brown. If you saw my full face of Rare Beauty, I did a few weeks ago. I tried this in that video for the first time and I fell in love with it. I've just never tried something like this before. So you have 2 colors in here. You have a darker and a lighter powder. And then it does come with a little brush that pulls out. And then it has a spoolie, which is just so unique and cute. I love that. But what I like about this is it's very user-friendly. It's very easy to use. It's not something you have to be really skilled to use, and it's a very soft, natural way of doing your brows, which I've been really into that always, but especially lately. And I've also been loving this to set my brows in place, the Benefit Fluff Up Brow Wax. So this is similar to Refi Brow Sculpt. It has like a white color to it, but this one goes away much easier than the Refi. With the Refi, you have to really, really work in that white color. With this, it goes in right away. I love to brush my brows backwards and then forwards with this, and my brows stay in place all day, but they don't feel stuck to my face or crunchy or anything. I've really been enjoying this, and today I have these 2 on together. Moving on to eyeshadow. First of all, I can't do this video and not mention these. If you're new to my channel, I love Patrick Ta Beauty. I love Patrick Ta, but I've been talking about these palettes since they came out. My absolute favorite is the first one, which is the Major Dimension Volume 1. So this one is more neutral, more bronzy tones. I love everything about this palette. Just opening it up and looking at this palette makes me happy. So I love in his palettes that you get the 2 cream shadows. I think that is so unique, and I just love that he did that. So I love to use this lighter color as like a sheer base to the powder shadows. I love to use the dark cream shadow as liner. The glitter toppers in here, the matte shades are smooth and blendable, buildable. I can't recommend this highly enough. I also love his second one, which is the Major Dimension 2. This one is much rosier, so it's a more pinky color story, but I love this one as well. You get the 2 cream shadows in here also. I don't think you can go wrong with either. I've heard some people say they thought the formula was better on this one. I personally haven't noticed that. I think the formula is great on both, but I like a very soft glam eyeshadow. So I don't like something super intense and pigmented. Typically, I like something a little bit softer, and I love a good glitter topper or a good shimmery metallic. If you like my style of makeup, I think you will love these. What I want to talk about now is what I have on my eyes today, and it's not the Patrick Ta palettes. You guys, this new palette from Rare Beauty. This is the Discovery palette, and it's her newest one in Give Yourself Grace, which I love the name. I love that name anyway, but you guys, I bought this for my full face of Rare Beauty, thinking I would probably like it. I like most Rare Beauty products, but I was not prepared for how much I was going to like this. This is a satiny formula. So they are not matte. They're not super metallic. They're satin. I don't know. I feel like I'm not describing it very well, but I just love this. I love the color story. I love the blendability. These are very soft shadows. So these are not Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath or just those very intense, opaque, pigmented shadows. That is not what this is. This is much softer, much more just subtle, which is what I personally like in eyeshadow. But the colors, I love that you get cooler purple, you get warmer colors here, you get this fun glitter in the middle. I did not use and I have not used the glitter yet, but I do plan to do that in the future. I pretty much used every other color in here though. So today I have this peachy color in my crease. I have this kind of reddish orangey brown in the outer corner. I have this gold on my lid. I took the purple and I used that to make my wing today. And then I took a little bit of the mauve color right here and I put that on my lower lash line. People are sleeping on these from Rare Beauty. I haven't seen anyone recommending this yet. I haven't tried the other color stories, so I don't know about those, but this is a hidden gem from Rare Beauty. One more thing I want to mention for eyeshadow. If you are someone that wants something other than a powder eyeshadow palette, I highly recommend these eye tints from Armani. I was sent these, FYI. Everything else in this video I bought with my own money, but I did get sent these from Armani. But these are fantastic. If you saw my video yesterday or the last video, the wish list video, I used this shade, which is a matte color. It's like a matte brown. I used that all over. Then I used this shimmery color on my lid, and I used this kind of golden taupey brown as liner. I loved how that looked, and I kid you not, that eyeshadow, I didn't even prime my eyes beforehand, and it lasted all day. It did not crease. Love these so, so much. They come in so many colors. They have mattes and shimmers, but they're very easy to use. You can literally just swipe them on. You can use your finger to blend it out or whatever you have. A fluffy eyeshadow brush. You can blend it out easily. And they last. They last all day. They're stunning. A few eyeliners that I like. First one has to be Makeup by Mario Master Pro Pigment Pencil. This is wonderful. I'm sure you've heard of this pencil before. This is great in your waterline or on your lash line. It's very blendable, very easy to smudge out if you want to. They have a brush on one end, so very easy to kind of apply it and then kind of wing it out if you want, or just smudge it if you want to. But these also stay and apply really well in your waterline. Today I used the shade Soft Brown in my waterline. Typically I use the Perfect Brown, but I didn't have it out here, so I just used Soft Brown. These are fantastic, highly recommend. I also love, and I've talked about this product over and over, I don't think I have mine out here, but the Charlotte Tilbury Eye Powder Pencil, one of my favorite products of all time. I love the shimmering brown and the classic brown. They're kind of hard to get your hands on sometimes. They're out of stock a lot. Hopefully they're not when the sale goes on, but those are basically just eyeshadow powders in a pencil. So they're very soft, very easy to use, very easy to clean up if you mess up. They are just like an everyday staple for me. I've been using them for a few years. I only have one mascara, again with Rare Beauty, the Rare Beauty Perfect Strokes Mascara. I rediscovered my love for this in my full face of Rare Beauty that I keep mentioning. That's how I discovered a lot of these things, so that's why I keep mentioning it. But this mascara, you guys, this mascara is so good. In fact, I'm really strongly considering buying a backup of this during the sale because I just can't be without this mascara now. I can't do it. It adds volume, it adds length, it is not clumpy, it is not difficult to remove. One coat of it and my lashes instantly look good. I'll show you in the B-roll that I have. It has a pretty standard wand, but I'm telling you, you try this I guarantee you, you will love it. You will not look back. You will not regret it. Please, I've said this before, please Rare Beauty make this in brown. The only complaint I have of this is I wish it came in brown, or at least black brown, but it's so good, I don't even care. I'm gonna use it anyway. Highly recommend the Rare Beauty mascara. Okay, moving on to lips. This is always a hard one for me to narrow down because I have so many lip products and I love so many of them, but I picked 2 lip liners. Of course, my all-time favorite still has been for quite a while, Pat McGrath in Structure. That is what I have on my lips today for lip liner. This is just my favorite. It is just creamy enough that it's easy to apply, but it lasts really well on me. It is the tone of my natural lips, but just a little bit darker. I also have Contour, which is obviously a contour. It's a little more cool toned, a little more brown. My all-time favorite is Structure though. And my not newest, but a newer favorite to me is, again, from Rare Beauty, the Kind Words lip liner in Worthy. So this one is kind of similar in color to Structure. I think Structure is a little bit darker. Structure, I guess, is a little more nude. Worthy is a little bit more pink, but they're similar. Again, very, very long lasting. The Rare Beauty is a little bit more matte. It's a little bit more of a dry formula, but it does last very well and I like it. This one is also nice because it twists up. Another product I have to mention, and I hate to even mention it because I think it's out of stock. Hopefully it will come back for the sale, but I bought this. I don't know how I got my hands on this because it's been sold out, like I said, but the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Pink Sugar. First of all, it smells amazing. It smells like sugar cookies, which I love. This is such a nice baby pink lip balm. It is so nice to just top over really anything. You can wear it on its own, obviously, but I love to pair it with a lip liner on its own or over a lipstick. This is a great one just to throw in your purse to add a little bit of moisture to your lips and just a slight bit of color. Let's talk about what else I have on my lips today. Again, from Rare Beauty. I swear this is not sponsored by Rare Beauty. I did not receive any of these things from Rare Beauty, but I just love a lot of the products. This lipstick, again, the Kind Words line, and this one is in the shade Creative. So this one is a little bit peachier. So I have this on today with the Structure lip liner, so it looks like that. What I will say about this is it's a very matte formula, very, very matte. So I do prefer kind of applying this lightly and then taking my finger and kind of blending it around. If you go in with too much of this, I do find it can be a little bit drying on your lips, especially if you don't put a gloss over the top. And because it's that matte texture, it actually does stay on your lips for a very long time like the lip liners do. So I've been really enjoying this color in Creative. Love it with Structure, but then on top of that, this really made this lip combo, in my opinion. And it's this. I know this is very bougie, it's very expensive, but I love it. This is the Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean Liquid Lip Balm, I think is what it's called. This one is in the shade Nana, and it's kind of just a light beigey nude, but it looks good over everything. That is it there. That's what I have on over that lipstick. You guys, this is so pretty. I love it. It literally goes with everything. It's thin, has some color to it. It's shiny, which is what I personally like. Yes, it is very expensive. It comes in its own little case. If you want to splurge on something really nice during the sale and you like a glossier sheer lip, love this one from Westman Atelier. I also love the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Lip Serums. I didn't use those today because I have so many and I've used them so many times in videos, but I love those. Again, I like a more shiny, balmy, hydrating type lip product. If I have to choose, that's the kind of formula that I like. I use shade Blush Glow all the time. It's more of a rosy color. I also love Bare Glow. That one's more of a light, kind of a light pinky nude. Honestly, you can't go wrong with any of those shades. One more thing I did want to mention. I always forget to mention these, but I have this one sitting here, so I want to talk about it. The Patrick Ta Major Plump, is that Major Volume Plumping Gloss. These are so nice. They smell kind of like cinnamon. I actually like the smell, but they do have a pretty strong scent. They do tingle slightly, but not like in a bad way, like that it hurts your lips, in my opinion. They don't hurt my lips, but this one in particular, this red one in Full Syringe, so nice. It adds just the slightest hint of red to your lips, so it adds just a little bit of something to a nude lip liner. That's typically how I like to wear this. Is I'll pair it with Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury or Nude Truffle from NYX, and then put a little bit of this, and it adds just that little bit of cherry red, a little bit of plump, a little bit of that glossy look. So nice. He does make other colors that aren't this bright, but I love the red one. I have two setting sprays to talk about. These have been my two favorites for quite a while now. First one, Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. If you want your makeup to last, this is a good one. Personally, I like to spray this kind of midway through my makeup and then again at the end. This one has a little bit of a smell, but it's not super overpowering. It's a very clean smell. When I use this, again, my makeup lasts all day, just like it says. It says party all night, stay all day, and I totally agree with that. But I also love the Milk Hydro Grip. I actually went through a whole one of these in the mini size, and I loved it so much I bought the full size. I like the mister on this one a lot. It's an extremely fine mister, which is amazing, but this one is also good as primer. So if you want to use this as primer, you can. So you can spray this first in the middle of your makeup and then to set it at the end, and I find my makeup wears really well when I do that as well. So I would definitely recommend these two for setting spray. Okay, we'll move on to a few brushes now. Most of them I actually kind of mentioned, but I'll quickly go over them again. The Sephora Collection in general will be 30% off during the sale, which is really great for Sephora. I actually love a lot of Sephora Collection products. This brush though, I use all the time. The number 55 Pro Foundation brush, but I use this for powder. So I use this for my House Labs powder or my Kosas powder. It is the perfect size. I typically don't love a huge powder brush. I just find, I don't know, I feel like I can't get an even powder application, and this one is perfect. It fits right here on the sides of my cheeks and my nose, which is where I typically concentrate most of my powder, and I love it. 10 out of 10 recommend this for any powder products, but I especially like it just for setting my face. Also, something I did want to mention is, where is it? The Rare Beauty brushes. I kind of discovered these in my Rare Beauty video, and the two that I got and I have been using consistently since then are these two. So the first one I already kind of touched on, but it's the concealer brush. So it's small, it's angled, and I love the shape, but I also love the size of it. I was saying earlier I love to use this to blend out my corrector under my eyes, but you could also obviously use it for concealer. Because of the shape and the density of the bristles, so it's very dense, you keep a lot of the pigment from your product. So if you're wanting to get that full coverage from a corrector or a concealer, a brush like this is really going to give that to you. But I also discovered this, and I'm so glad that I did. This is the Soft Pinch Liquid Blush brush, which I had never really heard much talk about. But let me tell you, this brush with her blushes, match made in heaven. I actually did a whole Instagram reel kind of talking about, or not talking about it, but I showed myself using these two. The best way I have found to use this brush is to take your blush, get some on the back of your hand. I'm not gonna do it because I'm not gonna apply more blush. Take your brush and really work the blush into the brush so it coats the whole thing, and then pounce it on your skin. I'm telling you, it is a perfect blush application every single time. I know these can be kind of scary because they are super pigmented, but something about the way this brush is made, it's kind of shaped similarly to the concealer brush, but this one is more of a stippling brush. It's not super dense. I don't know. Something about it though, paired with the blush, is so good. So if you maybe struggle with application with the Rare Beauty blushes, try it with the brush. I did want to mention a few hair products. I don't typically buy a ton of hair stuff during the sale, but I do have a few things that I've been using for a while and loving. First, the shampoo and conditioner that I love, but it is so expensive, so I always wait to buy it when it's on some kind of sale. But I love the Oribe Gold Lust line. I, first of all, love the smell. Anything from Oribe, I will buy it honestly just because of the smell. That line in particular, for me, I have a lot of hair, I have thick hair, and my hair definitely can be on the dry side. I love the Gold Lust line. I just find my hair responds really well to it. I do color my hair, so I like to take care of it as best as I can, and I've always had really great results with the Oribe line, but specifically the Gold Lust products. And then my newest hair product that I've been enjoying is the K18. So I think it's the molecular hair mask or something like that. I was using Olaplex number 3. I went through a whole one of those and I really enjoyed that, but I decided to try the K18 just to try something different. And my hair seems to actually like the K18 a bit better. So you wash your hair like normal, towel dry your hair, and then you apply the K18 all over your head. You do not rinse it out, you leave it in. And it just kind of acts as like a leave-in hair mask. And what I notice mainly when I use that is the texture of my hair. So like I said, I have kind of coarse hair and it can definitely be on the dry side, but I do find from using the K18 consistently, my hair is definitely just a softer texture overall, which I really appreciate. I'm always looking for products like that. So I don't use that every time I wash my hair, but I have been using it consistently for a few months and I really like the results. Something else random I wanted to mention because I've been using it and really enjoying it is this. I think this is a very well-known product, but it's the Cinema Secrets Quick Drying Rinse-Free Brush Cleaning Formula. So I bought this on a whim when I was in Sephora a few months ago, and I'd heard of it, I just never tried it before. But what's nice about this is take your brush, put a little bit of the brush cleaner in a little cup. This one came with mine. Dip your brush in and rub it on a tissue or a towel, washcloth, whatever. And your brush is clean and it dries in like 10 seconds. And I honestly didn't think it was gonna work, but it actually does. Now this is not going to deep clean your brushes though. This is like when you're in a pinch and you have a brush you wanna use, but maybe it's past the time that you needed to wash it and you don't have time to actually shampoo it and wait for it to dry. That's when I would use this. I do recommend though, obviously, still deep cleaning your brushes with an actual soap, but in a pinch, I've been utilizing this a ton because I film so many videos and a lot of my brushes I reuse over and over and over. So it's really nice to have this to clean something really quickly. The only thing I will say is the scent on it is very strong and you can still smell it after you've cleaned or after your brush dries. So that's the only thing. But in a pinch, that is really nice to have. Okay, I did want to finish off with a few Sephora Collection makeup products that I like because like I said earlier, they will be 30% off for everyone during the sale, regardless of what tier you are. So my first recommendation is this, and this is so nice, you guys. The Micro Smooth face palette. So this comes in 2 shades. This one is Enchant, which is the lighter shade, but they do make a darker shade as well. These, I believe, retail for $20 and they'd be 30% off. This is so nice. This is the closest thing I have ever found to an Hourglass palette. The Hourglass face palettes that are very nice, but about 4 times the price of this. These are fantastic. So in here you get 2 blushes, a bronzer, and a highlight. I do know they sell out a lot, so if you can get your hands on one and you know that you want it, I would go ahead and buy it because they're kind of hard to find. But these are so good. I love all 4 colors in here. If you're around my skin tone, the shade Enchant, so nice. I also really enjoy the Sephora Best Skin Ever Concealer. This is a pretty full coverage concealer. I typically like to use it all over my face. I do that with a lot of my concealers, but I really like to do it with this one. I wear shade 17.5 in, and this is just a really nice formula. It's definitely full coverage though, so if you're looking for something lightweight, not a ton of coverage, this is not going to be it. But if you want something that can double as foundation, skin tint, concealer for under the eyes, this is really nice. I think these are $15 a piece and they'll be 30% off. If you want full coverage, this is a really nice, more affordable option. And then a new discovery that I guess this has been the last few months. I randomly bought one of these and I love this, the Colorful Metal Effect eyeshadow. So these come in a bunch of colors, but this one is the shade Milky Way. And oh my gosh, you guys, this is the prettiest gold, wet, metallic shadow. I absolutely love this. Look at that. I don't remember how much this was, but it was not super expensive, and I don't hear anyone talk about these. I honestly kind of want to get some more of them during the sale. I'm going to kind of pop a little bit of this on the center of my eyelid. I'm telling you, this just on its own or over your eyeshadow, so good. Highly recommend these from Sephora Collection. All right, you guys, that is everything. I know this was a long video. I don't even want to know how long this is going to be when I go back to edit it, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. These are such fun videos to film. I look forward to it every year. I'm so excited for this sale. Let me know what you are considering buying, or if you're not shopping, let me know that too. Obviously, you guys, you don't need anything. I have to put that disclaimer out there because you don't. This is just fun, and I like to do it in case you do want to buy anything or you're curious about what I love and what I recommend. But remember, you don't need anything, but if you want to know what I like, these are truly amazing products that I love. I will have everything listed and linked below for you as always. They are affiliated links, so if you do shop through any of them, I do make a small commission that helps support me and this channel. So thank you so much if you do choose to do that. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already, and follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I will see you next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.